I know what you mean, but you know, if you see all these Muslim countries around the world, the CIA use them for that kind of thing. They don't use.
You have to understand. You have to understand.
Problem, you know?
They try to do Sharia law. Sharia law, you have a drug, you're gonna be killed. You understand?
Yeah, I know.
If you're gonna put a law saying that you have to put like a Sharia law, drinking is haram, smoking is haram, having drugs is haram, sleeping on a woman that's not your wife is haram. Basically, you basically killing yourself.
But,
you understand?
But I've seen some documents like these people say, oh, if this is for the white people, okay, good for them. They're gonna kill themselves. We're gonna make money.
And actually, boss, that's a good point, because you see the FARC rebels in Colombia, they do not use cocaine, but they're some of the biggest cocaine producers. But it is insanely prohibited to use cocaine among those rebels. So, and then also, Pakistan is the biggest processor of heroin.
I'm very sorry if you think some Muslims are very good with the command of Islam, but so a lot of them are not. Saudi Arabia has a big, huge drug problem now. This drug comes from Syria. It's very cheap, very effective, very addictive. And if you look on internet, you're going to find the name of the drugs. But it's a very serious problem in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is the most Muslim country in the world, basically. One of them. So
yes, sir, I understand. What I'm saying is that not because there are some Muslim people that sell all kind of stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But this type of group saying that they're claiming they're doing for the reason. That's why I'm kind of basically you're going against what you preaching about. I guess that's what it is.
You know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. CIA always use this small group to work for them. And these people, they need guns. The only way they have to pay is if they smuggle drugs to these countries. Like Shadowi just said, there is a big drug problem in Saudi Arabia. Who's the best people to deliver drugs in Saudi Arabia?
Syria. Most of the drug is really in Syria.
Yeah, but who's gonna, if a white guy go to Saudi Arabia with drugs, it's gonna be the
I'm sure it's not
but if he's a Muslim guy, you know, no one gonna say, oh, this guy is Muslim. Okay, he's gonna get in. This is how the CIA works.
Let me enforce Vash's point here, because this is something that I have anecdotal evidence from other people who have. For example, I have a cousin who is white, right? And his wife happens to be she's not African, but she's kind of like non-white. She's brown, so to speak. And they came here to visit in Norway. And when they went through, he passed through no attention whatsoever. She was stopped, and they had her bag scanned twice and asked the same questions twice, and they're like, why? And people just walking by, and it's like, why did they pick out her? She was the one standing out in that manner. So why am I mentioning that one and several other examples? Is because this is, for those who aren't living in a bubble, they would actually notice this is not only common, this is kind of also expected. So the ethnic profiling is actually not formal, but it is still how it is practiced. So if you are a criminal, right, and you want to be the one who tries the least amount of attention, So if you happen to be one of the Arab or whatever criminal groups and so forth, sure, you could use your own, and
I think you're making a mistake copying. You don't understand the volume of the trafficking. We are speaking about trucks full of drugs. Not some guy who has just a small bag in his luggage. We are speaking with truck container.
Yes, of course. I understand it's not talking about a small piece of hash in the pocket or something. But what was saying is that you're not going to be bringing in, you're not, the one who's bringing it in is not going to be like the, that person who is actually producing it and actually being behind it, making money. No, they're going to have a front figure. It's going to be a Norwegian who is bringing it through, likely in a business, a context or something, and probably has a legal business in front, and so can get through. It's not, they're not going to they never bat an eye on someone like that walking through. And the same will go also for the bigger levels. How do you get the ship? Where do we get most of the ships? It's not when you go through the airport or the individuals. Most of the drugs, they are stuck with massive freighters when they do catch them, and this is more a matter of informants. Now, who are the ones who are actually enabling it to be brought in? They're Norwegians. Okay, this is the same all over the other countries, and the same I'm bringing it back to, I guess, the Tuareg people. They probably have quite a lot of influence let's stick to the Sahel area, those countries over there. So in a sense, I guess they have representation.
And I'm sorry, but I see for these drugs, if you're looking for a guilty party, you have to look more for the Wagner than the CIA, because the drug is built in Syria. So it's more Wagner job than CIA job.
Look what happened in Afghanistan, the way they make that country is the biggest traffic country of wherever that kind of drug was there. These people are Muslim.
Opioid.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know whether I've mentioned this before. You guys know how that
is Captagon.
You know how that whole network works. So this network is it was basically the main target is the United States. And this was started during the Reagan times. So before, I think I mentioned this in a different stream, but before, these drugs used to be grown in Pakistan and processed in Pakistan. It was opium. But then India started making fun of Pakistan, calling them a drug nation. So Pakistan decided that something had to change. And so that was a deal between, this is crazy, that was a deal between Ronald Reagan and a president of Pakistan called Mohammed Zia. So then, after criticism, the growing was moved to Afghanistan, because you have to understand, in Pakistan, you had whole villages whose only job is to grow opium. Like, we're not talking about like a greenhouse here, greenhouse there. You can't hide them. They're too vast. And then, so most of it was moved to Afghanistan. And then the Taliban got pissed off with the US sometime, and then they burnt it. And then the US were like, okay, F you, we are coming after you. But now the Taliban, this is the second time the Taliban has destroyed the opium. Now but now the US is now growing most of it in Uzbekistan. So now it's been going in Uzbekistan. It ends up getting processed, most of it, I believe, still in Pakistan. From Pakistan, they fly all the way to Puerto Rico. If you've ever been to Puerto Rico, once you pass the customs in Puerto Rico, you don't have to pass through any other customs again in the US. Goes through there, Puerto Rico gets distributed all over the country. So what I'm saying is that this is a hell of an elaborate network that has been agreed upon by very many governments. You saw that Ukrainian whistleblower, I can't remember who was interviewing him, but that whistleblower basically said that the whole drug network in Russia was being run by the SBU. And the telemarketers who are calling Russians to scam them with credit card scams and all that, they were all coming from Ukraine. And when the special military operation started, those calls dropped by like 90%. Russians stopped getting those people calling to scam them, because you can't scam Russians from India because Indians don't speak Russian. So it was coming from Ukraine. But this guy is the one who connected and said it is literally run by the SBU. So governments are very much involved in crime. Like very deeply.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. So
if you see, you know, these people, they always get away with this kind of thing.
For the Capagon drugs, you have to understand that it's a business for Bashar al-Assad. And the estimation is the Syrian state is earning $4.5 billion per year with these drugs. The Syrian state, not some drug traffickers.
Okay. So the reason why I said many of them are not going to sell drugs, because the people that usually join these Islamic groups are people like really, really deep in the religion, you know? It's not like somebody like me or trying to go join. No. You understand? So they use like literally this step.
We are losing you, my friend.
Alpha, you're breaking up. Oh.
And to actually sort of answer your question,
about what you were saying.
What do you call it? What Boz said? He said that, hey, if you convince them it's for a good cause, they'll do it. They'll sell the drugs. If you tell them it's going to help you win,
I'm going to continue with Mauritania.
Go to a African country or Arabic country and convince them this is going to fuck up the white people. They're going to say, okay, let's do it straight away. You know, they don't care.
I would like Shadowi, because he had made some very salient points, especially regarding Mauritania, which we haven't covered at all earlier. And I thought a lot of the
thing about religion, if we are speaking about religion, Mauritania is the center of Islam religion. They have a lot of very smart guy, very shrewd doctor of the Islam religion in Mauritania. And they have basically university about Islam. And they have their own way of thinking. And suddenly, they have some jihadists coming from they don't know where, who are preaching very stupid thing about Islam. And it was for the doctor of Islam some kind of personal insult, you know. So when the military captures some of these guys and sends them to jail, this doctor go to in jail to speak with these guys. And in 3 months, most of them were basically converted to the Mauritanian Islam way and basically tell everything to the military.
Mm-hmm.
There is two people I don't trust. People that out of nowhere starting when people who are when are drunk start to open them up. I don't trust these people because they know a lot and they don't have the courage to say things unless they are drunk. The other people is people that grow up, they like in their late 20s or older, just realize, I no longer want to be Christian, I want to be Muslim. If I'm Muslim, I don't trust. If I'm Muslim, I don't want that guy near me.
Shadowi was not saying that they brought them to jail to get them drunk and then they convert to the correct type of Islam.
My point is about people from the West that out of nowhere just decide to be Muslim. If I'm Muslim, I'm not gonna trust that guy. That guy is there for a reason.
Well, but why would any of us
care about that? Because you could have true conversion.
Isn't that a different conversation altogether? Like really far off.
Alpha, you're back. You're not frozen anymore.
Ah, Alpha, be back.
He's muted.
I thought that you the one was frozen, not me.
No,
that
you're
was you.
You're the one who was frozen. We couldn't hear you. Broke up, we couldn't hear you, and then your screen froze, and then boom, now you're back again.
Alpha, so you look like this for 5 minutes.
What?
Did you hear us also? Did you hear the conversation while we were frozen?
I can hear the communication. Everything was clear because I thought that was frozen. I don't know what's going on. So the other topic that I want us to talk about is like the ECOWAS thing, like how come, like because I know I asked for ECOWAS not to attack this Niger, all that stuff, but I was listening to France 24. They was talking about because when Macron said that he's gonna wait out the troops, and then he said that they were saying that Macron was flip-flopping, and how come ECOWAS did not attack yet? Basically, So basically, I was saying in my thing, I was like, oh, did they try to provoke ECOWAS to attack now, or what's going on? You know? And Shadowi, I just have a question for you. How does people react in France when Macron said that he's going to take the troops back from Niger?
Nobody. You have to understand something about Macron. He speaks a lot, but do nothing. Do you remember when he came back from China, he was speaking about making sure that France takes some independence from USA and so on? It was just bullshit. For me, it's the same thing. Just wait for the action of the military on the ground. And don't listen to Macron. Is the military in Niger falling back or not? That's the solution. Whatever Macron said, don't care about it.
Yeah, Macron comes out as a very unserious leader.
He's a joke.
Seriously,
he's the worst president.
I said he's French, and then I said sorry, Shadowi.
I'm not sure I understand, but
I think I mean the more now that I think about the topics we're talking about, and this is what I like about this kind of conversations, is because now I'm clearly appreciating how complicated things are, like in all like situations, right? Because it's easy to sit back and say, I see a solution here. Nope, things are a little bit way more complicated. We started talking about Africa uniting, now we're talking about drugs. You know?
Africa United, yes, sure. That's a good one.
The best way to divide the country, like Alpha believe that the Muslims don't touch drugs. They don't need to touch it. But the best way to destabilize Muslim people is make them, some of them, trafficking drugs. The other ones that hate it, gonna hate these people.
So just to correct you, what I was saying is that the people that are really like Wahhabi, because I know Wahhabi people, or because most of these people that claim they're like the terrorists, whatever, the Boko Haram, all that stuff, they're just like Wahhabi. So the Wahhabi people that I know of, I'm not saying some of them not gonna hide do drugs, but they're really strict about what they follow in the Quran, and that I know definitely.
And by the way,
Alpha.
Boys, I just have to inform you that we are on the 2-hour mark, and I have arbitrated that the way we're going to be solving this, because we have been touching quite a lot of different topics, is that I will simply be parting up these. So we will start, I'll make a video where we're talking about the reaction on the Ukraine thingy, the various iterations of the Sahel thingy, the drug, and now the Muslim part. And if you guys think you want to continue both the conversation and the recording at the same time, we can do so. For the limits are actually just when the topics change. We're considered an open mic, and yeah, we'll try something new. So if you guys want to continue with the conversation as it is and the recording, I'll keep the recording going.
Hey, Kopeng, you know what you're doing, so we trust you.
I just have a question about Mali, because I don't know the country very well, but most of the problem of the country about internal security was between the tribe of the north and the tribe of the south, who were basically fighting each other